What's up, everybody? Just wishing everybody a great day and a great week. See if anyone stops by to say what's up. Hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, hope you just had a great week. Hey, how you doing, Pina? How's life treating you? How was your Thanksgiving? I'm just coming on to say what's up to everybody. Ah, okay. Well, how was it? How was it last month then? And it must be freezing out there. Hey, Janet, how you doing? Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Oh, I know it's freezing out there. Yeah, I'm glad you were able to catch me live too. Mine was eventful, yes. Some really good stuff and some not so good stuff and kind of the way life goes. Yeah, I'm not going to Canada. I've been out there before and I do agree with you in that it is way too cold. So yeah, Janet, it was good overall though. Got to hang out with some of my family and I always appreciate those moments that I get. I don't know what Nova Scotia is. What is that? In summer, it's pretty nice. What part of Canada? Oh, that's in Canada as well. Okay. Yeah, I've only been to Canada. I think I've only been there one time actually. Yes, I don't know much about the Canadian locations, unfortunately. But yeah, I've only been out there one time, and it was with my aunt and uncle, and I was about 13 at the time, actually. I was quite young. And I remember it just being cold, and also remembering the snow is not as cool as they make it out to be in the movies. They make it pretty fun in the movies where you're throwing snowballs and making snowmen and just having a great time and enjoying life. And then I got out there and realized it's not as cool as everyone's made it out to be. Ugh. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all, Janet. Jeez. I'm glad I'm in Arizona, to say the least. It doesn't ever get too bad out here, even during winter times. I live in the Phoenix area, so it's not so bad. I don't have to worry about the wind chill, which is always a good thing. Yep, one of the best places. We don't have to worry about earthquakes or snowstorms or tsunamis, so it's pretty nice. Pretty nice overall. Hey, what's up, Granny? Happy Sunday. How are you doing? Hope life's treating you well. And how was your Thanksgiving? Uh-oh, the dust bunnies? It actually isn't that expensive to live in Arizona. Yeah. It really depends where you live though. Like if you're living in the Scottsdale area or the Ahwatukee area, then it can get a little bit pricey, but still nothing compared to some of the other places that I've been. Like California obviously has some very insanely expensive spots. San Diego. My brother actually lives in Burbank, and I know it's quite pricey over there. Beverly Hills, of course. But yeah, Arizona is relatively cheap. Chain system. Oh, that's really cool. I'm glad you did that charity, Granny. That's really awesome. New Jersey. Yeah, I could only imagine. I'm sure it's quite expensive out there. But yeah, love your big heart, Granny, and keep taking care of people. Keep doing good in the world. I love to hear those things. And by the way, I want to thank you all for because I have a really active community, which is awesome. I get a lot of comments all the time, and I absolutely appreciate you guys. You guys are just the greatest, honestly. New Jersey has been there. It's got some great places too. Yeah, I've never personally been to New Jersey before, but I've trained a couple clients who have lived out there before. Oh, thanks, Peanut. I appreciate that. Hey, what's up, our heaven? How you doing, man? How was your Thanksgiving? Oh, and if you have any fighter questions, go ahead and ask them now, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. That's a funny one, Granny. Kinchi. Okay. So, are you going to do any charities for Christmas as well, Granny? You have anything else going on? Lover or fighter? I'll tell you, one issue I always had as a fighter was I love the competition of being a fighter. I know it was a joke, but I'm going to answer it anyway. um, I love to compete. I've always loved to compete. I did not have the killer instinct that my coaches wanted me to have. I just didn't have it. And they would try and bring it out of me all the time. Like I remember one time my coach was like, "Pretend like they're doing something to your kid. Get angry." And I'm like, "But they're not doing anything to my kid." So that's the one weakness I actually had as a fighter. I did not have killer instinct because I took it as a competition, and I still had a great career even doing it that way. So how do you? Sometimes in a violence, my legs shake and I feel a bit heavy in my stomach. That's just you having an adrenaline dump. So basically, your body's fight or flight is going insane. And the best way to counteract that is to do it more often and to focus on breathing techniques. So there's a reason that Buddhas and yogis do the breathing techniques that they do, it actually calms the nervous system and it calms the mind. So there's certain ways to go about that, and it's going to make that response much less. And you just have to get in those situations consistently, because when you consistently get into it, then you'll remember the feeling and you'll be able to focus on those breathing techniques. So first start off with not doing it within the situation. Start off with just learning the breathing techniques. One basic breathing technique you can do is focus on a 3-second breath in and a 3-second breath exhale. So inhale and exhale, and do that consistently for probably 30 seconds until you get better at it for a minute and then 2 minutes. And then you go into your stressful situation and you try and also focus on that inhale and exhale for 3 seconds. And that should make the process a little bit easier. You won't have that shaky leg, weird gut feeling when you get into those tense situations. What did Granny say? On Friday for Christmas, my next will be super chat for animal shelter. Okay, that's cool. Granny, I hope you're still here. Do you know a guy by the name of Vegan Gains? You do know him, or you're doing the Vegan Gains? Yeah, no problem, Kinchi. It's Kinchi, right? Let me double check the name again. Yep, I said it right. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate the like. Okay. If you can watch him, he's a not a famous YouTuber, but he's got 300,000 subscribers, a little bit more. And he's an interesting character to say the least. Awesome. I'm glad I did, Kinchi. Awesome. Well, also welcome to the community. Glad to have you aboard. But yeah, he's a strangely angry individual. Like he said some pretty mean stuff. Well, obviously just off of the name alone, Vegan Gains. So he's a vegan, but I don't think he really likes human beings that much. But he wants to preserve animal rights. Like he's all for the animals, and he doesn't like humans. And so I'd love you to check it out just so you can kind of see the stages this guy goes through, because I don't think human beings are necessarily better than animals. I'd love to have a debate with him. I know I'm way too small of a channel to have a debate with him right now, but it's just, I think you should care for all things personally. Yeah, I love animals too, Janet. Like, I think animals are amazing. In fact, when soldiers come back with PTSD, dogs are great for them, because dogs just have a certain infectious energy about them. They love life and they love you. And sometimes that's all a person really wants or needs, is they just want to be loved a little bit. And that's what a dog will give it unconditionally. So I think animals absolutely have a place, and they're wonderful, wonderful sentient beings. I do believe with that side of his argument, but the other side of human beings just suck. Like, I don't think it's that easy to say. I think human beings are just as amazing. I love human beings. The capabilities that we absolutely have, like Granny helping charities and donating and doing things like that, doing right by one another. Like, that's what it comes down to. If you do right by a person, they're most likely going to do right by you. I actually try to do 3 vegan dishes a week, and I do eat vegan because I love animals. I do it because I can't stand plants. Nice, Granny. Oh, 3 cats? That's cool, Janet. Do they jump into your blinds? I used to have a cat, and my cat he would tear our blinds up. Just jump into every blind he got a chance to. More important, because humans have a soul that will be judged. Animals only have life force, not a soul. Yeah, I don't know how true that is, Kinshi. Um, I don't like taking my chances on that. I think even if that were true and humans have a soul to care about other things too. And so I think as human beings, we should have the humbleness to realize even if something's special, that you should treat other things as special. Because if you treat other things as garbage, then I think that shows that your soul is being garbage. Um, yes, Peter, I agree. Dogs are really awesome. They have that infectious energy and they just sometimes they can teach people how to love again. Dogs and babies. Because I know people love my son Tyson because he just has this energy of just giving to people. Like he actually loves to give hugs too for a 2 year old. He goes around hugging people and it's really kind of cute to see. Things with the ability for thought can be certainly seen as soulful. Yeah, I think there's truth in that, Granny. I just go with the whole I try not to get into one's religious, one's not religious. I just go into treat things the way you would want to be treated. No matter what. Do your very best to do that. It can't always be done that way, but treat things the way you would want to be treated. And if people are trying to be manipulative, get them out of your life or let them know that you're not going to stand for that. But I'd eat a dog. Yeah, I don't know if I would eat a dog. Me personally, I don't think I could do that. No, I got a vertical blinds. We have, I believe dogs and cats do too. So Janet believes that they do have souls, and yeah, yeah, Granny. Like it's the same thing as with like politics. I don't try and play the politic game too much. What's up, Carol? How was your Thanksgiving? You have a good one? Yeah, there's just certain things that get people super, super heated. And I think when you have a conversation with someone and you just take the time to get to know that person first, then you can have those very, very um, emotional debates, I guess I would say. Because I don't have a problem debating. I actually love debating with people, but I want to. Oh, you worked? Well, did you get time and a half or anything? Or did you just want to work? Did you just feel like working? And so before I'm getting into a heated debate with someone, I want them to know where I stand as a person. Because sometimes those heated debates can go really, really bad, really, really quick, and they're thinking you're saying things you're not even saying. Deeper thought on that. Although Skittles, my cat is looking at me like, yeah, Skittles is probably pissed. Like, say, I don't have a soul. I know I have a soul. Yeah. All I know is that animals want love just like human beings. That's all I know. I don't know anything further than that. Nice, Carol. Well, that's what's up. Go get what you get. Do you have any family out where you're at, Carol, or are you by yourself? And I like the way you think, Granny. Whatever happened to Coach Eli? I know he fell off for a little bit. Do you ever keep in contact with him? I liked him. I thought he was a pretty cool dude. I know he can drama can kind of follow him sometimes, but it is what it is. Yep, on the time and a Oh, I'm just kind of talking about everything. We were talking about animals, whether they have souls or not. Okay. Did you get to spend any time with your family at all? So yeah, we had a little debate on whether animals have souls or not, and we all have our own opinions on that. And my opinion is basically treat things the way you would want to be treated. I don't get into whether I believe it something has a soul or not. I just go into I'm going to treat things the way I would want to be treated. Oh, three little doggies. That's cool. And for something, to me, like, if something can give that much love to another human being, because I was actually talking about dogs helping with soldiers who had, well, veterans who have PTSD. And to me, that's a soul to me. If you can get a person out of that kind of a funk and that kind of a depression, then to me, that's a soul. Facebook, and then I heard from him a couple weeks ago. He was thinking about coming back on YouTube. Okay. Hey, you need me? I'm down, and I think it's because we didn't. Yeah, yeah. He can't. He's not always the easiest to agree with in all areas. Um, and I think that's okay. He has his own personal preferences. He lives his life the way he wants to live his life, and I can respect that. And I know, even speaking with you, Granny, I know you're the same way. Like, you're kind of live and let live, but don't feed me any bull crap. Like, I'm that way too. I don't deal with manipulators. I think there's two types of people. You have your people who are going to empower you, and you have your people who are going to manipulate you. And if you're going to try and manipulate me, then I'm going to crush you. If you're going to empower me, then that's a win-win situation, and let's keep doing what we're doing. Yes, Carol's dogs have souls, and I will have to agree with Carol on that. If Carol says her dogs have souls, they have souls. And I know you love your three doggies, which is awesome. Oh, what's up, Emma? Good to have you on. How you doing? How was your Thanksgiving? Yeah, Granny. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually I met you through him too. That was kind of cool. I got to meet you. I got to learn your personality a little bit, and I loved it, and I'm glad that I did. Do you think hands down stands practical and yes. Now, the hands down, and it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about within boxing distance, you have a better chance of keeping your hands down. If you're talking about in a kickboxing sense, then I probably wouldn't keep my hands down because you got to worry about those leg kicks. So it depends on your distance and it depends on your speed. If you're fast enough to keep your hands down, you have to really know your stuff though. That's a advanced technique. We call all agree. That is true. Shoes do have soles. The SOLES type. That's awesome, Granny. Oh no, definitely not those. I know, Emma. I know you don't like manipulators. I remember your story too about you were talking about, like, if I saw someone burning in hell, it would make me feel a little bit better. And I'm just like, Miss Emma, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. But I got love for Emma, so it's all good. I don't want you thinking that way, though, Emma. I don't want you doing it. But if that's what you need to do to take a breath and not take someone out, then do what you got to do, Miss Emma. I fell for target transition boxing blocking limits your transition over. I fell for target transitioning boxing blocking limits your transitional ability. It can. It really depends on where, like, it's all about distance, especially in the MMA world. It all comes down to distance. So you have different strengths and weaknesses depending on the distance that you're at. Like, I'd say elbow strikes probably aren't the best for mid distance, but they'll be much better for close distance. So having boxing blocking might be better for boxing distance, but it won't be as good at kickboxing distance. My very first boyfriend ever was a boxer and still recalls the stuff he taught me. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, it's good stuff. I actually wanted to do a self-defense video for women too, because I love my women and I want to make sure they're safe. And there's not a lot of crazy people out there, but there are some crazy people out there. And so I wanted to do a video like that just so my ladies could see it and do what they needed to do. Yeah, I remember that too. It was Emma. It was Miss Emma. I still laugh to this day, as you can tell, when I think about it. um, it leaves open areas while moving to the next target. Every fighting stance leaves open some area though, and the thing is too, when you're leaving openings, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It really depends on what your goal is in that moment. Wishing everyone a beautiful, magical day. Just got off of work. All right. Have a good day, Carol. Enjoy your sleep. There's enough noters to sadly need that video clip. Yes. Yeah. I agree, Granny. So, because if it just saves one woman, then I'm completely down for it. So I agree. I definitely have to get on that video. So you still on, Miss Emma? You doing good? I appreciate you guys coming out here too to talk with me. That was really cool, and I'm glad everyone's having a great time, and I'm glad we were able to keep the conversation civil. Lots of road rage these days. Uh oh, out in your area? Oh, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, we should collab sometime, Granny. That would be pretty cool. I could only imagine. I could only imagine in the area that you live in. New Jersey, New York. Yes, people need to breathe and be okay with life. Everything's good. Everything's going to be good. So, what's happening while the technique is being used is what matters when doing a technique. Um, I am a little confused at what you are saying, Kinchi, but I'm trying to interpret it. BS. I'll be posting tomorrow. Okay, awesome, Carol. I have to check it out. So Carol's talking about her blog. So if you guys are into blogging at all, check that out. We were good, Emma. We were good overall. Yeah. So I don't know if you know, but on one of my wife's brothers unfortunately passed, and so it made it a little bit difficult for sure. But it also gives you time to reflect and be thankful for what you do have. Like sometimes you just have to remember the things that you do have and honestly get sad for the things that you've lost too. I think that's in order as well. It goes both ways. Um, Not yelling in your car in New York City. And there's something horrible. Yeah, that sounds about right, Granny. Good night, Carol. I ordered a new computer, but I have to take it back because it has snow. Oh, that sucks. That sucks, Miss Emma. Oh, thank you, Janet. I do appreciate that. And the really cool thing is there's been a lot of people supporting us through this, a lot of loving hearts, and I think that's what it's about is you do your very best to take care of others and they'll do their best to take care of you. Um it's funny, one of my clients was really worried about me because he said you always stay so strong for people that you need time for yourself. And I told him I do take my time for myself. I absolutely do because I think I could only stay strong for people if I was strong for myself as well. And that just comes with living long enough and realizing you have to stay strong for yourself so that you can stay strong for others. and he ended up getting that. And I told him I thanked him for his concern. And that's the thing, you know, when you give enough to people, they're going to give back to you anyway. That's just the name of the game. People are very kind and loving, and people can also be very vindictive, angry, and mean. But that's only if you treat them as such. You know, you don't, if you treat people right, they're going to treat you right. I really believe that. And it might not come right away, but it will come. I think people have a genuine goodness to them in all sense. Okay, Kenshin, let's see. Yo, Starks, you're an awesome guy, even though you have the fame that you could. Very kind. Oh, thanks, Kenshin. I appreciate that. Me and my brother actually had an interesting story um, talking about that. And I think it's very important to stay humble in life. Do your very best to stay humble. Because, like I tell everybody, there's two things that are going to happen, and it's you're going to live and you're going to die. Don't let anyone else dictate what you're going to be in this world, unless they're dictating it for the better. If they see a better you or your best you, and they want the best for you, then that's what it's about. But if they're going to go around and break you down and hate on you, then you don't really need that in your life. Constructive criticism is one thing, but just straight blatant hate is another altogether. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, thank you, Emma. I appreciate you. And I know you send your condolences. I absolutely appreciate that. I'm glad you do, Kenshin. I'm glad you do, brother. Oh, what goes around comes back around. Might not always be from the same person, but yeah, I do believe in that, Granny, and I do believe in kind of that yin yang effort. And honestly, in life, it's about just getting as strong as you can, because getting as strong as you can for yourself and getting as strong as you can for the others around you. Always growing, always improving, always doing a little bit more. Janet says karma, yes. So um, life's gonna give you what you give it. And yeah, that's a basic rule of thumb. If you're giving love, if you're giving peace, if you're giving correctness, if you're giving empowerment, then it's going to give that back to you. And if you're giving the reverse, then it's going to give that back to you too. So that's difficult for me. Well, okay, Kenshin, at least you admit to that. So admitting to it is important. So yes, conceitedness, beauty comes and beauty goes, you know? But the beauty of the soul always stays. You know what I mean? Like the soul, and again, I'm not going to get into animals and humans, but the soul is something special. And so you want that to shine as much as possible. Um, this thing that we have, this flesh thing that is harboring our souls, is only a piece of the puzzle. And we can be so much more if we allow ourselves to be. And I always try and remind people of that. Don't say it. Oh, don't say it. Karma, 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 chameleon. Yeah, I know. um, yeah, could be kitchen. Now I'm thinking of Boy George. Thanks a lot, Granny. Jesus. Now it's completely ingrained in my head. I'm going to be thinking about that song all day. Be driving on the street, start singing it. I'm blaming you for that, Granny. I just want you to know that. Hey, what's up, Martin? How you doing, man? Tiger Wolf. That's a badass animal. How you doing, Martin? I'm sure it's cold out there in the UK. So yeah, we definitely do still have to get together. Karma Chameleon. That's Granny's fault. Indeed. Yes, Kenshi. Those are all awesome animals, spirit animals. Oh, the family's doing well overall. Yeah, the family's doing well. My wife's grieving very, very well, and she's in a better place now. That's a cool animal to be too, a unicorn, beautiful and majestic. And so she's doing really, really well. And good, we will get the train. Yeah, yeah. Just send me on Facebook Messenger the time and the day that works best. I'm actually next week's pretty busy for me, but I'll figure it out if it's early enough. Yes, all of the animals that you guys have mentioned so far are extremely rare. I think it would be wrong if I like put like a little unicorn horn as a prop just to mess with people. Just to say I got a unicorn. I bet some people would fall for that. Granny, tell me I'm wrong because I know you know I'm right. If I were to do something like that, I guarantee people would think I really had a unicorn. Yeah, I think I'm doing it. I think I'm doing it. They have since my wife's native, they some of her family lives on the reservation, so they do have horses. So I might just do it just for fun. Sit ups and reps and sets do I get to get cut abs? Um Sit ups alone won't get you cut abs. They help, and you want to develop your abs in all areas. So you don't just want to develop the top abdominal area. You want to develop the whole wall. So a combination could be like plank crunches, bicycle crunches, side to side twist, basic crunches. But your best friend's going to be your nutrition. I don't know if you saw the video with Dulce. She lost 110 pounds, and that was all with nutrition. And so now she just started training with me because she was really kind of reluctant with training, and I talked her into it because I thought it would be very beneficial for her just to kind of strain. She said she has a weak back and knees, and so just to get her on the right path, I started training her. Let's see. 5'6", 170 pound. Yeah, your nutrition is going to be your best friend in this process. Is there any specific things that or ways that you eat right now? I think so. You're probably right on that, Granny. Imagine getting a viral video. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Okay, my friend, I'm going to sign off. All right, Emma, you have yourself a good one. It was good to see you, and good luck with getting your computer too. How would I fare on a weight class? So, weighing 170 and being 5'6", Asian food. It depends how much pastas you're having. It depends on a lot of variables. Honestly, you can Facebook Messenger me specifically like how you've eaten for the week, and I can take a look at it and tell you if things need to be switched up or changed up a little bit. But you'd probably fight at 145. Being 5'6", 145 is probably your best bet. Yes, I might just have to do that, Granny. Noodles, eggs, chicken, cabbage, cheese. Well, you're combining a lot of your fats and your fats and your carbs, And if you're looking for weight loss, that's probably not the best thing to do. You don't want to, that's one specific rule of thumb. That's just one of the basic rules of thumb. I can go more into the science though, depending on how far you want to go with it. High protein diet. You have a high protein diet, Janet? I'm not a huge fan of the high protein diet just because it's hard on the kidneys. Now it depends what you mean by high protein diet too. So I can't I do believe there's different diets that work better for different people, and it really depends where you're at. So I don't like saying it's an easy yes or it's an easy no, but usually the high protein diet is one of the more difficult diets. And in fact, what protein does is your body will convert protein into carb. I'm telling you, this week you'd be like, "No, Granny, it's all good." Oh, you can't hear me anymore, Emma? Can you hear me now? Can everybody else hear me? Yeah, Granny, I'm so the one thing that I don't do, or I do my best not to do, I'm not going to say I never do it because sometimes people can be irritating, but I do my very best never to judge anyone. The second I can hear what they're doing, then I can help them with it. And if they don't want help with it, they don't want help with it. If they want to eat Skittles and Snickers all day long and they're happy doing that, okay, who am I to say no, you can't do that? That it's your life. Okay, awesome. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Oh, I have a PayPal. I do have a PayPal. I don't know if I have it on my I honestly don't even know if I have it set up on my YouTube channel, but I probably should do that. Hey Inga, how you doing? How's your Thanksgiving? Oh, thanks, Kenshin. I appreciate that. Yeah, you can actually my PayPal is on my website. So you can check my website out, www.cliffordstarks.com. And I do blogs. I don't know if you remember Carol was here for a little bit living in Albuquerque, but she's a blogger as well too. So we exchange blogs from time to time and talk with each other. Or Reg. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I have a PayPal me. I do have that. Yum and Milky Way bar. Yeah, those Milky Way bars are pretty good. Did Granny say that's what she had? I didn't see that. I'm looking for it. Or are you just saying that you like Milky Way bars? Because they are pretty good. Oh, that's awesome, Inga. My Thanksgiving was good overall. It was good overall. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I got to hang out with the family. Is that one your favorite? It's a good one to have. I like the whatchamacallit. I like them all actually. I do like I'm a big fan of the Reese's cup though. Oh my goodness. And then they made the big Reese's cup with like an inch thick peanut butter, and that one's amazing too. But yes, I am a person who likes my sweets. Just like anybody, honestly. I might go get a Reese's peanut butter cup now. Now you got me started. Oh, you're allergic to peanuts? Well, Milky Way's a good bar to like anyway, so I'm just saying I love my Reese's peanut butter cups. But Milky Way is a good go-to. Do you like Snickers? And I like Skittles from time to time. Yes. Kitchen, aren't they amazing? And they're really good when, let's say, it's warm in the car and you leave them in the car for a little bit and then they have that warm gooiness. Oh, just amazingness. Mint Oreos. Oh, snap. I only buy them like two times a year. Right? I haven't put it in the freezer yet, Kenshi. I'll have to try that. Yes. Well, Granny, respect because you're showing self control, only getting the thing you love the most 2 times a year. Yeah, I will have to try that. That does sound good though, Kinchi. That does sound pretty good. I'll tell you though, Granny. So it's funny that same story I was telling about going to Canada with my aunt and my uncle. Well, this was around Christmas time. So I was with them for about a week and a half. And wow, they had the double stuffed Oreos, and I couldn't stop eating them. And my mom got pretty mad at my aunt actually because I came back home probably about 20 pounds heavier. Because as a kid, if you ask a kid if they want something, they're gonna say yes. It's not like they're gonna be like, oh no, I'm full. They're just gonna keep eating. So she kept asking me, hey, do you want more double stuffed Oreos? Yeah, I do want more double stuffed Oreos. Thank you for asking. You cannot go wrong with buffalo sauce and chicken legs. That is true. You can actually eat that more often, though. That's probably a healthier dish than what Granny was talking about. And then see, okay, actually, let me take that back because healthy is complicated. Because if you feel you need a slice of apple pie, for instance, and you know if you don't get your slice of apple pie, you're probably going to eat a whole pie, a Big Mac, and some fries, then you're probably better off going with the slice of apple pie method. So know who you are and know how you respond to things. Always know how you're going to respond to things and be honest with yourself. Sometimes things can be an unhealthy choice might be your healthy choice. That just might be the way it has to go. That's how I get to people to their success, honestly. Not only do my clients get successful, they maintain success because it is a lifestyle. It's about having a lifestyle. Yes. That sounds amazing. And yes, I bet your eyes do tear up because that buffalo sauce can be strong. Are you saying rationalizing? Because if you are, people can really rationalize anything they want to if they choose to. The number one food I would recommend? Hmm. Well, Janet, it really depends. It depends what your diet consists of. Are you doing keto? Are you doing so yours is a high protein diet? Are you looking for a high protein diet? Are you looking for a vegan diet? Are you looking primarily a carb diet? Are you looking for a high fat diet, more like the keto? It kind of depends. I haven't had squid chow mein. That sounds kind of good though. Sounds really good. That's impossible to say, Janet. Yeah, that's impossible to say just because I'll give you an example. So if you were doing like a keto diet that was primarily focused on high fats, um a pasta dish would be horrible for the keto diet. Like if you were to have a pasta dish, it would kind of counteract everything that you were doing and it would actually be very it wouldn't help the body in any aspect or not in the same aspect. But if you were doing a primarily a carb diet, then a large pasta meal probably wouldn't be the worst thing that you could do. And it would depend what you would put on that pasta. So that's what makes it a little bit more difficult to say whether one. I know you're looking for a universal food. One of the best foods you can eat would probably be either grapefruit or berries, no matter what diet you're on. If I had to choose an absolute go to food, there is no absolute go to food, but if I was held hostage and had to choose an absolute go-to fruit, berries are probably going to be your best bet, like your blackberries, your raspberries, um, and grapefruit is a close second. Okay. I've had calamari, so I've had it fried. I've never had it in chicken chow mein though, Kenshin. A number one food what you crave. If you deny it all the time, you'll smash at everything because you're keeping yourself from what you. Yeah, that's true, Granny. I 100% agree with that. Awesome, Janet. Glad you love grape. Yeah, I love grapefruit too. I'm a big fan of grapefruit. Oh, smart. That's smart, Kenshin. Sadly, there are some medications which prohibit grapefruit. That is true. Yeah, that is true, Granny. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. And so yeah, that's what makes it so because even while I'm here talking with you all, every human being has like different variables that work for them. And so you do have kind of a base that you can tailor with, but at the same time everybody's different. So that's why I don't really like getting on here and saying one specific thing's going to work for that person because just like Granny said, um sometimes your medications won't work with grapefruit or you might even be allergic to a certain food. Like it's not I don't think it's as cut and dry as saying this particular food works. 5 hour energy. I love it. I'm more of a coffee fan myself. Hey, how you doing, Sankar? How's it going? How was your Thanksgiving? Yeah, I prefer coffee, but I do know some people who are an absolute advocate of 5 hour energy. Oh, thanks, Kinchi. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, so honestly, if you do have any specific questions or just want to talk, like I just like doing this kind of stuff because it's fun to me, and it sounds like you guys are having fun too. I know Granny. Actually, yeah, check out Granny's channel too because she goes live from time to time and she's a blast to talk to. I love my Granny time. She's just an awesome human being, and I love talking food with Granny because she gets me. Yeah, I'm glad you did too, Janet. I'm glad you did too. It's awesome to have you guys all of you on. We're almost at 9 people for a little bit in the chat box, which was pretty cool. So now we're at 5 right now. It's been a blessed Sunday. It's been great. So it's been close to an hour. If no one else has any more questions or wants to ask me anything specifically, much love to you too, Janet. I appreciate that. If no one has anything, I'll give you another 15 seconds shortly after the nutritional expert. Yeah, pretty much. Wow, I didn't know you had a stroke. You recovered very well. When did you have it, Granny? A few years back? Okay. Yeah, I'm glad to hear you recovered from that. Those are very scary. So I will give you. All right, you got Janet now, Granny. Woohoo! That's what's up. I'll give you guys 10 more seconds. Yeah, a few years was the reason I stopped touring, doing comedy, and came on YouTube. Ah, okay. I didn't know you were into comedy. That's pretty cool. Okay. I just learned something new. That's awesome. How long did you do comedy for? Granny Monster the comedian. Oh, nice. That's what's up. That's really cool, Granny. Well, I'm glad that you were able to do it as long as you did. And also, I'm glad we were able to meet on YouTube. I didn't know it was under circumstances like a stroke, but under the circumstances, I'm really nice. I'm really glad to have met someone as nice and cool as you. So I'm happy about that part at least. So, all right. So I'll give you guys 15 more seconds and then I am going to sign out. It has been a blast. Thank you, everybody. It's been a lot of fun talking with you guys. All right. You guys have a happy Sunday and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Janet. I appreciate it. Need to tour. They come my way. So all good. Awesome, Granny. I love your aspect. I love the way you think about life. It's a good way to think. Much love, everybody. Happy Sunday, Granny. It's been a pleasure. All right, you guys take care. Oh, I can't forget my signature thumbs up because that's what it's about. Have a good one, guys.